You're looking at somebody that beat themselves up every day, thinking that I'm just not worthy to be this Christian person, let alone someone who ministers. And the Lord showed me one day, He's like, bro, I didn't call you because you were perfect. I call you because like, I'm perfect, and I'll do it in you. Like I'll take your imperfection and I'll make it seem like you're good to go. As long as me and you have the understanding of where you're at, they'll always see this man who's in victory, or who's doing amazing things, because my grace will cover you. But that's why when people ask me, yo, like, do you get prideful when you do this thing? Like, I'm like, man, it's really hard to be prideful when you know exactly where you stand. When you know exactly what you've done, what you've thought, what you looked at, what you know. There's zero room to front on the Lord like you bigger than what you are.
He said, who you are ain't what you're going through. So don't let it get the best of you.
You know, when I first started into music, it was really as a dancer. Like, I was a kid who used to imitate Michael Jackson. I was a breaker, you know what I'm saying, growing up in Germany. That's all I did. Literally the cardboard, Adidas suit, head to toe, break dancer. And I just used to imitate Michael and thought like that was it. And then as I fell in love with music in that way, I would learn to memorize songs by writing the lyrics. So this was back when tape players were still, you know, in session. So I would play it, write down the first line, rewind it, write down the second line, rewind it, and then I would learn songs like that. And in doing so, it was like, man, you know, I fell in love with the art of writing, with the art of just listening to why and how people say things. And so I thought one day, you know, let me just try, give it a go. You know, it wasn't even like I want to be a rapper. It was like me and my homeboys, Eric and Richard, we was like, let's start rapping. Car sales 3 the hard way. Let's just start rapping. And literally none of us ever rapped before. So we just went in my backyard. This is back when video cameras were shoulder cameras, right? And we started recording ourselves. First raps we ever wrote, just wrote it. And from that day on, I was the only one that kept going. I just fell in love with it. It became something that was a true expression of what I was thinking, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, before Group 1, man, I was just this little hood rat turned Christian, you know what I mean? Like, from carrying guns and robbing people and being this guy trying so hard to be this gangster, when in my heart I was this soft dude who loved romantic comedies and loved like fashion and all these weird things that was not typical for a quote-unquote gangster to be. I found myself just at a place where I was like, man, this is what I want to do, but it's like, how do I do it? My youth pastor, Pastor Johnny in Faith Orlando, he was like, hey man, come rap on this church CD. I didn't take him serious at first. I was like, what, dude? Y'all do like straight up Anglo worship, you know what I mean? Like, where's rap in your music? And he was serious, and he gave me an opportunity to do it, and I did it for the next 3 CDs, and they would bring me out to minister and do these things like outreaches and all these things. They would always bring me along, and it made me feel like, wow, there's like purpose in this. And so from that, I just kept going, and I told the Lord, I was like, man, I'm gonna do this as long as you continue to provide whatever next is. So it wasn't like I had a plan, I'm gonna make it out this place. It was just more like, Lord, if you help me make this next CD, then I'm gonna keep doing it. All I'm asking you for is just the next CD. I don't know where it's going. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get out of Orlando, but just help me make the next CD. And so by the end of it, I was on like CD number 7. You know, I did 3 solos, 3 mixtapes, and 1 Group 1 crew record before Group 1 crew was anything. We used to travel around, and I would have them perform at Manwell shows to teach them performance art, how to, you know, rock a mic, how to rock together, you know, 13 people on stage is a little crazy. So we learned from one another, and I was able to teach like because you saw how amazing these people were, how dope they were, and what they did, and it was able to just bring it out of them, you know? And we ended up making a record before getting signed, and then I made another 3 mixtapes. So it was literally at record 7, I was like, man, you know, I prayed, Lord, I'll do as many records as it takes as long as you keep providing the next record. And by record 7, I was like, oh man, he's gonna take me serious. I'm gonna be on like record 20, you know what I mean? I'm still gonna be in Orlando. And it was just that feeling of like, would you do it? Would you keep doing it? Like, you said it, you're on record 7, would you keep going? And at that time I was already sold out to this idea that I'm called to do music and I'm called to do it for the Lord. And if I'm on record 20, in my parents' house, still recording in my closet, like, cool, you know what I mean? So it was after record 7 that my manager found me on MySpace and was like, yo, if you can put a group together, I think I have somebody that will sign me. And that's when I made some calls and it all became group one. You know, the main thing I want people to get out of our music is a sense of unity, a sense of love, a sense of joy. I think a lot of times people will bring us in and they'll view us as the group that gets everyone up and gets everyone jumping, and you know, and I love that, but I never want to be known for the group that's just, oh, they just party, you know, they're just a party group. Because we do party, but there's a very real spiritual truth behind that. Like, I feel like when people walk in, I see sometimes the weight of their life on their face and they have zero joy. It's more like thinking, how am I going to get through today? And sometimes I'll find those people in the crowd and I'll be like, man, Lord, if you can just help me make them smile. In any way, whether it's something stupid I do, whether we do something dumb, or whether I make a joke, just let me get that guy to smile. Because I think if he smiles, that's an outer expression of an inner joy that maybe he hasn't done in a long time. And I feel like at that moment, his guard is down, and maybe for that brief second he believes life doesn't stink. The Bible says that they will know that God exists by how we treat one another, how we love one another. And so I always tell my band that, like, yo, how we treat each other on stage, how we treat each other off stage, the love that we show, they will know that we're walking with the Lord because of that. And so I want them to take that away, that, man, those people love.
There are no words, no phrase I could create. There is no melody that I could make. How do you sing about a love so deep without feeling like you missed something? I could try, but I could not explain.
I pray that people come away with that, the joy, the belief in themselves, and at the same time, they see that the Lord took someone imperfect, just a really like normal dude, and made him amazing.